Hello student of class 10. Let's continue our chapter acid, bases and salt. Today we are going to discuss about the universal indicator. Means how can we check any acid or base solution how strong. Students, I have discussed with you about the indicator. Some indicators are natural indicator like litmus paper. Some indicator are synthetic indicator like phenolphthalein. But today we are going to discuss about the universal indicator, and the example of universal indicator is pH paper. We have learned also in our previous section about the dilution and decrease in concentration of hydrogen ion or hydroxide ion in solution. We can do this by making use of a universal indicator, which is mixture of actually several indicators. The universal indicator shows different colors at different concentration of hydrogen ion in a solution. So if I say what is universal indicator, so universal indicator actually that indicator which give us the information acid or how strong the base, means the strongness or the strength of the acid or base we can find by universal indicator pH paper. But if you use other indicator like litmus paper and turmeric, then this kind of indicator only shows this medium is acid or not. They are not giving the strength or strongness of the acid or base. But universal indicator give us the strength depending on the color changing. A scale for measuring hydrogen for concentration in a solution is called pH scale has been developed. P in pH stand for potence, in German meaning power. On the pH scale we can measure pH from 0 means very acidic to 14 very alkaline means base. pH should be thought of simply as a number indicates the acidic or basic nature of a solution. Higher the hydronium ions concentration, lower the pH value. So the pH of a neutral solution is always 7. If less than 7, the pH scale, then we can say it is acid. And if it is more than 7, then we can say it is base. It represents an increase on OH negative ion concentration in the solution, that is increase in the strength of alkali. Generally paper impregnated with the used for measuring pH. One such paper is shown here. So you can see this is the pH paper, and the boundary in middle you can see it is 7. It is neutral. Water always lie here because water neither acidic nor pure water is actually neutral. So pH scale is always 7, and if any acid, that means here hydrogen ion is present, then its scale will be less than 7, and if any base, then its pH scale is always more than 7 and up to 14 lie. If it is 14, then it is very strong base, and if it is 1 or 2, then it is very strong acid. Student, I have shown you already pH paper. You can see this is the pH paper. Here start from 0 and goes up to 14, and here color you can see. So it is 7 in middle, this is neutral, and if you go left side of the 7, then you'll get more deep color. So deep color means more strong acid, and gradually the color is going to light, means acidic quality is decreasing, means hydrogen ion is decreasing. And after 7 if you move, then hydroxide ion is increasing, and if you go more right side, then you can see more deep color, means more strong base. Gastric juice, which produce our stomach, is actually acidic. Acidic juice, we know it is contain hydrochloric acid, so pH level is 1, means very strong acid, which produce our stomach. Gastric juice contain hydrochloric acid. Then lemon juice presents citric acid. It is a weak acid, so you can see the color is not so hair deep. Pure water is 7, blood is 7.4, approximately 7. Milk of magnesia, since it is acidic, so 10, sorry, it is basic, so 10. And sodium hydroxide is very strong base, so pH scale is 14. The strength of the acid and base depend on the number of hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions produced. So if any acid producing more hydrogen ion, then it is more strong, and if any base it is producing more hydroxide ion, then it is more strong. If we take hydrochloric acid and acetic acid of the same concentration, we say 1 molar, then these produce different amounts of hydrogen ions. So here see, hydrochloric acid is very strong acid and acetic acid means ethanoic acid is very weak acid. So if we dissolve both in water, then we know that hydrochloric acid produce more hydrogen ion compared to the acidic acid. It produce less hydrogen ion. Acids that give rise to more hydrogen ion are said to be strong acid, and if any acid that gives less hydrogen ion are said to be weak acid. Similar way, if hydroxide ion is more, then we can say strong base, and if hydroxide ion is less, then we can say weak base.